Alright guys, what's going on? We've got War 1 of Season 44 here, and today LVT is going to be facing NewN. So, we have faced NewN a few times. A few times. Like, since the Alliance got into Tier 1. And I could be wrong, I think we've lost like either 0 or 1 times to them. But we also didn't get much practice in the off season with this globally. Usually we assign paths for the last week of the off season. So the first week is just kind of messing around, and then the second week is assignments. But we didn't do that this time, like, at all. I think we assigned 1 off season war. So. Lots of stuff that we didn't know about this global and the way it worked and some of the dangers, but the good news is that I ascended my Omega Red, so I'm going to get to test him out this war for the first time since ascending him like fully boosted, and his damage is just off the charts. So this fight right here, I was a little bit worried about it just because of that big fury that he gets when I'm bleeding. But you can see I hit him once, got an incinerate, I lock in my spores, and they are just ticking. My degen is ticking for so much. It is crazy. So I'm going to lock in my spores for the second time, and he's just going to drop. That was like a 20-second fight, which is just completely insane. This next fight here is going to be Nick Fury, obviously rank 5, and this is a pretty good place for him. Just because of the power focus 1, you don't really want Nick Fury throwing his special ones, so, you know, this fight can go poorly. But here I am going to build up some spores. I'm about 20, lock them in, and you can just see his life melting away right now. So right here I'm going to lock them in again. He just went indestructible, which is totally fine. Here you can see I'm hard blocking, and he is just going to throw a special one into my block. I hate what's going on with the AI right now. It's terrible. But either way, I'm going to lock in my spores one more time here in a second. Just hold my block. And he is going to drop here in a second. So, very easy fight. Could have been faster, but rank 5 ascended Omega Red is just completely insane. And then this fight, okay, so I saw a video of someone, my alliance mate Smush, doing this fight, and she completely destroyed it, but I didn't realize in the video that her Guardian was rank 5, so I just looked at what rotation she did and decided to copy. But she only threw 1 special one, and so that's what I'm gonna do here. And that is just, you know, no good. And they also kind of buffed this node a little bit. It used to just be the EMP mod and the placebo lane or the placebo buffs, but now it has what essentially amounts to like power snacks. So anytime that you have a buff expire on you, the defender's going to gain some power, which just makes Domino more dangerous here. Oh, I guess I did throw 2 special ones. Maybe she threw 2. Maybe I should have gone for a special 3. I'm not really sure. But I was a little bit worried about her power gain. Guardian at Sig 200 does have like a lot of bleed resistance, but yeah, that's, you know, nothing gets by her critical bleeds. I don't even think Omega Red gets around the critical bleeds. So here, go ahead and throw the special 2. You can see it did good damage, just not a ton of damage. And I'm also not parrying her special attacks. I never use Guardian, so I was a little bit, I guess, like apprehensive about it. But you can see she is going down. She's going to go down here in a second, but just a super long fight, like 1.5 minutes. I hate being in fights for that long. I would much prefer to be in fights for like 20, 25 seconds. So here I'm just kind of meandering up to this Korg. This is the old node 48 with like the vigilance and like power reserve and stuff like that. This was a really popular placement for like Korg and Kingpin last season. But this season, I'm not exactly sure why he's here, but either way, I'm just going to get some spores up, lock them in, and that's pretty much it. There's not too much more going on here in this fight. I'm gonna lock them in again. I didn't get very many built up in the beginning. But yeah, so here I'm about to be faltered, which is totally fine. I was just trying to stay close to him, but now I'm down to like 10 spores. But you can see even just with the 10 spores here, my degen is still ticking. Like he's ticking away for over 3,000 per half second, which is pretty nuts. And here I'm just gonna lock them in again. And this is a rank 2 Korg, obviously. He's a 7-star. Lots of health. It's been about a minute, and he's just about to drop. I'm going to throw my special 3 here. And maybe I should have gone into my striker and then, you know, thrown another heavy or something, but I didn't, and this fight was totally fine. So that is the end of my war. Pretty quick, pretty short. So this war, we did end up losing pretty badly. We had a couple of like bad deaths in the beginning. We were tied 2-2. I know they had a couple bad ones also that you wouldn't really expect them to die to. But then we got caught up by that Mysterio that you just saw me walk up to. There were just some interactions there that we didn't foresee. We tried a matchup. It didn't work. And yeah, it's really unfortunate. You know, I obviously feel pretty responsible for that. And yeah, you know, I'm sure that a lot of you guys saw Tater's last video, and you know, so this season I'm kind of anticipating he did you know, I don't want to talk too much about it, but, you know, he did end up leaving the Alliance after this war, and, you know, we all fully support him, want nothing but the best for him. We just want him to be happy at the end of the day. That's the only thing that matters. He's our friend, first and foremost. But, you know, LVT did lose, you know, our leader, our biggest cheerleader and the person who held us most accountable when we didn't do what we were supposed to do. So it's going to be a tough transition, I think. You know, the scores that we were putting up last season might not be the scores that we're putting up this season for a little while we adjust, but I do think we're going to get back on track and, you know, continue to play really well and be able to compete for the podium. So anyway, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.